ZTE Axon 40 Ultra Best Android Phone $799/$709. Can this flagship compete with Android's best phones? The ZTE Axon 40 Ultra can hold its own against the Galaxy S22 and Pixel 6 when it comes to price, display and rear cameras. The under-display camera needs work, but overall the ZTE Axon 40 Ultra is a compelling flagship alternative. With the ZTE Axon 40 Ultra, the Chinese phone maker has finally broken through the final barrier, keeping it out of the exclusive flagship Android phone club. I still don't think it's going to replace Samsung, Google or OnePlus as an overall best Android phones pick, but the Axon 40 Ultra certainly belongs in the conversation. The Axon 40 Ultra isn't as ultra as some similarly named phones. Don't confuse this with Samsung's Galaxy S22 Ultra, but it's not really aiming to be with such a low price. Instead, think of the Axon 40 Ultra as more of a base model flagship like the Galaxy S22 or iPhone 13, but one that makes Apple and Samsung look stingy thanks to powerful features like 64MP triple cameras and 65W charging. ZTE Axon 40 Ultra Review, Price and Availability. The Axon 40 Ultra will go on sale with a starting price $799/$709. If you're interested, you can pick one up from ZTE's own website on July 21st both in the US and the UK, but if you go to the page now, you can buy a voucher for $2/2 that saves you $50/$40 at checkout when the phone goes on sale properly. At this price level, the Axon 40 Ultra isn't competing with other Ultra phones but with base model flagship phones like the Galaxy S22, Google Pixel 6 or iPhone 13. But as you'll see in this review, ZTE still offers some features that even its most expensive rivals can't match. ZTE Axon 40 Ultra Review, Design and Display. After some clumsy-looking designs with previous ZTE Axon models, the Axon 40 Ultra has fallen in line with the flagship Android herd. The matte textured back with its large rectangular camera block looks very smart, reminiscent of older Samsung phones. It's just a shame you can only buy ZTE's phone in black, as I'm sure this design would look great in some brighter hues too. The front of the phone looks plain, but that's only because the selfie camera is invisible beneath the display. The curved sides look more interesting, bending at a more extreme angle than other curved display phones like the Galaxy S22 Ultra for a dramatic side profile. ZTE Axon 40 Ultra Review, Under-Display Camera. Advertisement. The Axon 40 Ultra's signature ability is its hidden selfie camera, now on its third generation. The good news is the camera is better than ever. But sadly, photo quality remains an issue with this signature camera. Unlike the Axon 30, it's really hard to find the sensor unless you've got the phone under very bright light. ZTE's done a great job upping the pixel density of the disappearing display over the camera, meaning it's basically impossible to see any difference in the screen during regular usage. ZTE Axon 40 Ultra Review, Rear Cameras. While the under-display selfie camera lets the Axon 40 Ultra down, the phone's other cameras are rather good. At your disposal, you have a trio of rear 64MP sensors for main, ultrawide and 5.7x optical telephoto shooters on the back of the phone, but they don't behave quite like you'd expect. Due to ZTE trying to match a traditional film photography experience, every shot is, by default, zoomed in much tighter than on comparable phones. In some situations, it's good because you can get closer to your subject without moving in. At the same time, that means you will need to take some steps back sometimes to fit everything in frame. ZTE Axon 40 Ultra, Other Features. The cameras and display highlight the ZTE Axon 40 Ultra, but there are a few other features worth your attention. Performance in 5G. We can see how the Axon 40 Ultra, with its Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset and 8GB RAM in the base model, performed when compared to the iPhone 13 Pro Max, the Google Pixel 6 Pro and the Galaxy S22 Ultra. ZTE Axon 40 Ultra Review, Verdict. If it didn't have the under-display camera, the Axon 40 Ultra would be easy to confidently back as a flagship alternative for users who didn't want just another Samsung Galaxy or Google Pixel. But since it does have that unusual selfie shooter, it makes judging the phone's overall quality an ideal buyer tricky. The low price of the ZTE Axon 40 Ultra makes it easy to choose if your budget can't stretch to a Galaxy S22 Ultra, thanks to the Axon's 64MP cameras and 65W charging. But the front camera can be very important to users for selfies or video calls, so the quality of the under-display camera could be a deal breaker even at this price.